That's what you got to do to make sure everything is working properly when you go live. It's not like it's pre-recorded and you can go back and edit and change things. So when you're doing it and you see that everything is working fine, you just go, boom, everything is good. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world watching this and what time of day you're watching it. I am Antonio Cheeks, Reverend AC. Some people are calling me Reverend AC. I love it. I love it. And I want to welcome you to Taking the Next Step, which is our YouTube channel. But I also want to welcome those who are watching on Facebook and also LinkedIn and Instagram. We are coming. So hold on. We are coming. So we just want to welcome you to this channel, these concepts that we're talking about, which is biblical personal development. And I like to throw in there some sprinkle of self-leadership in there as well. And so on behalf of our team, we just want to say again, we appreciate you coming out and viewing these sessions as we go through. And we've been looking at, in our session, this playlist, which, by the way, if you want to catch up on what's been going on, the playlist is either going to be, it's probably right there right now in the show notes or in the parts down there where you put in your descriptions and stuff like that. You'll see a link to the past or previous lessons. And if you're looking at it in the replay mode, you'll see it come up on the screen. So either way, you'll have an opportunity to catch up, because we've been going through looking at the power of understanding what's in your hand. And we looked at scriptures. As a matter of fact, I'll start bringing you up to speed. We was in Ecclesiastes 9:10, and we started looking at the Bible and how the Bible says we need to identify what's in our hands and use it for good. So let me go ahead and do that again. Let's come on in and get comfortable. We are here. I am feeling, for those who was here last session, I admitted that I was feeling not my best, but today I'm feeling really, really good and a lot better than I have been the last 4 weeks. Something just been going on, and we're a lot better now. So my wife doesn't mind coming around me now. It's getting better. She was like, I ain't messing with that stuff. I understand. So let's go ahead and get into this. So just a rehash real quick. We're talking about what's in our hand. And God has designed us in a way that we have gifts, talents, skill sets, whether it be our work in ministry or the marketplace. We have something naturally in our hands that we have been given to use. And the goal is to dominate, have dominion in that area. And so I'm striving to have dominion and dominate in areas. And I know you want to go ahead and do that too, so you can live a fulfilling life, a life that you've been designed to live, a life that was created for you from the beginning even before you were born. There was a plan for you. And these series and these sessions that we're talking about for months, on and on, we're going to be talking about how can we live the life we've been called to live. So let's go ahead and just to rehash real quick what we did talk about, and that is in the Bible. Again, we're talking about biblical personal development. So everything may not be Bible. Some of it might be the straight personal development talks, but I believe that there's nothing new under the sun. Everything, for me, everything seems to have a scriptural component to it, or something that is similar that is in the scripture. So why not bring them together so we can see how they both blend? So the scripture said, whatever your hands finds to do, do it with your might. For there is no work or device or knowledge or wisdom in the grave where you are going. So here, ladies and gentlemen, friends, family, we get a message that Solomon is saying, hey, you know what? Don't waste your time. He said, whatever you find to do with your hands, do it with your might. And I have to ask you this question. What is it that you do now that you do with all of your might? What have you actually committed to that you do with all your might, not just for yourself, but to help the community, to help mankind. Because the Bible also says that each has received a gift, something that's in your hand, a talent, a gift, a skill, whether it be in the ministry or the marketplace. We call that the M&M people. Use it to serve one another as good stewards of God's varied grace. I mean, what we shouldn't even have, we get. And so that's important. So when we take advantage of that, we're able to worship God. We're able to worship God with what we do with our hands. And again, I'm not going to go back to all of the lessons we had. They're actually in the link. Depending on when you're looking at this, they might actually pop up on the screen towards the end of the video, but you can find and go back. Please go back and look at those and catch up. So today we want to talk about, we've been going through 3 phases. When you do, one is to discover what's in your hand. And we looked at one of the ways that you can discover, there's so many ways, but this one way that we looked at last week was to, all right, so it looked like I had a little thing there where the streaming stopped a little bit. Hey, Stacy, how you doing? Stay with me. I don't know, I just said it's the stop, so I don't know what that was about. So we're going to keep on moving, and I'm glad I was able to see that. So when you serve, you're able to stumble across, and this is not by accident, you learn what you're called to do. You find out what's in your hands. So that's a great thing. So let's move on today. So today we're going to talk about, we looked at discovering, and now today we want to talk about developing. So, remember the 3 Ds. It was discover, develop, and deploy. Discover, develop, and deploy. Put that in your notes. Discover, develop, and deploy. And so today we're going to look at the developing part of what you've discovered that was already in your hand or in your hands. And so one of the ways, or one of the things we could do, let me bring that up, is self-reflection. Self-reflection. Now here's the thing about self-reflection. It allows you to kind of like just reflect on what you've experienced. Matter of fact, let me shift back to here. Let me shift back here so we can just talk a little bit. So self-reflection, it allows you to really just understand. It gives you time to reflect on the values that you've picked up. It gives you an opportunity to understand the passions that you've had. Yeah, so it did it again. It went, yeah, I see it said it was freezing again. And so I don't know what that's about. It's just, I know what it's about. I know what it's about. This information you need. This information needs to get out there to you. And for some reason, it had froze. So Stacy, are we back? Stacy, am I back in business? Let me know if I'm back in business. I believe I am. I believe we're looking good. Let me double check here. Yeah, time is moving on. So I don't know what that's about. So, but we're back. We're back. So if you're watching, don't go nowhere. Just hang with me. Apparently, I'm supposed to get through this information pretty quick, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to get through it. So self-reflection was the word. If you missed that, we were talking about one of the ways that we can. Good morning. Good morning. One of the ways that we can discover or develop what we're now notice in our hands, thank you, thumbs up, is to self-reflect. Now, the other thing we can do, and let me go ahead and move further in this, since we're going to have some issues with technology this morning. That's all right. We're going to be all right. The other thing we can do is to also set some intentions with what we're doing. Set some intention. And when we set intention gives us clearly define what resonates with us. Not only that, intention lets us know clearly what we want, what we want to achieve in our lives. So we have to set specific goals to do that. So that's what setting intention does. It also helps us. It also gives us values that we can help provide. It helps us provide direction when we set intention. So setting intention is very critical to what we need to do to develop what we discovered in our hands. So that's important as well. So what do we do next? So there's the next step is to we need to, let me bring this up on the screen, cultivate community. Now, what is cultivating community all about? Now, cultivating community is an opportunity that highlights who's surrounding us, people that's around us that are speaking the same language, that have the same. I'm an energy person. I love, if you got this low energy, it's just like I can't. It's nothing personal. It's just that I can't let you rob me of my joy and my energy and excitement of life. And so, and one of the reasons why that is because I work in a church full time. One of the things I see a lot of is funerals. So that puts in perspective for me time. So one thing I don't have time to do is have a lot of pity parties because we all expire. And I see it firsthand. I mean, almost every day of the week. Now, I don't participate in every day of the week, but I know what's going on every day, almost every day of the week, every month, all year long. So anyway, so it's very important to cultivate a community that inspires you, a community that helps you develop your purpose, a community that is moving in the same direction that you are, a community that you can inspire each other to be the best that you could be. Cultivating community. Let me take a sip. One way of cultivating community is to open your mouth. These days people just don't speak to each other. So it's hard to even build a community if you're not going to start, if you don't have this thing where I just don't talk to people. Well, you're robbing yourself of the richness of community. You're robbing yourself of encouragement. And yes, you may have been, hurt in the past because of community, because of certain people. But, we can't live our lives, stuck in that arena, in that situation. So what we have to do is we have to be able to get past that and communicate more. We have to be able to communicate. Let me look at something here. Okay, I see what's going on. So I'm still on, right? Everybody, we still good? Give me a thumbs up if I haven't lost connection. If I have lost connection, I'm just talking, but I think I'm good. Everything looks good here. I don't know what was happening earlier. So let's keep on moving. The next thing you can do to cultivate or to, what are we doing? Developing, like lifting weights. It's like getting your cardiovascular system going. The next thing we can do is journaling. Yes, I said journaling. Here's the good thing about journaling. And I do it, but I'm not consistent with it. And I think that's the thing that has people not wanting to do it because they feel that they have to do it and be very successful. They have to be perfect at it. That's what I mean. They have to be perfect at journaling. As I can't miss a day, and if I miss a day, you know what? Forget it. If I miss 2 days in a row, I didn't journal, forget it. But there's so many health benefits to journaling as well. Sometimes people think they're just writing down thoughts, but there's also health benefits to journaling. And we're going to get in that when we get into our wellness series. We're going to talk more. We're going to come back to this journaling thing. So stay by. Make sure you're connected. Make sure that if you have friends and family members, coworkers that want to participate, send this link to them. Matter of fact, if they're up right now, say, hey, we're live now. Come on board. So have them subscribe and like what they're seeing if they do like it. We don't want to be fake here. So if they like it, have them do that. So journaling helps you capture your thoughts and feelings and experiences. It helps you kind of like get clarity of what's going on in your life. But I found 2 other things that journaling helps me with. And that is where it helps me remember my successes. Not only my personal success, things that I've done, but it also reminds me of what God has done in the past. So I start to see my history with God. I start to see where he's taken me from, mountaintop to mountaintop. Even though we've had some valleys, I'm able to track by journaling how, I was like, oh my God, I forgot we went through that. You ever had that moment where you thought that this was the end of the world? Nothing was going to go right. All was closing in on you. And then you look back, when you journal, you look back and you see that you got through it. So journaling helps you establish a history with yourself and with God. With yourself and with God. So that is why you should journal. The other reason why you should journal, and I discovered this, I didn't come up with this, I was taught this. And that is journaling helps you clear your mind. So I don't know if you've ever experienced this. In the middle of the night, you have this idea. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this could be your $1 million idea. It comes to you in the middle of the night, and you're like, I gotta remember this. You wake up in the morning and you forgot. And that idea could have been $1 million idea for you. And you're just stressed now trying to figure out what was it? What was I trying to think of? What was I trying to remember? And you can't remember. You can't remember. Journaling helps you clear your mind so you can actually go to sleep. I've had times I'm sleeping and I'm trying to remember to take this out the refrigerator before I leave out. Take this, and I'm not really going into deep, healthy, what they call REM sleep. The other thing that it causes is it doesn't give your brain the opportunity to, from a computer language, back in the day they had this thing where the computer has to go through defragging. They had to defrag the computer so it will work better. So when you journal and get stuff off of your head, out of your mind, it gives your brain an opportunity to defrag in a sense. Because if you don't get good, proper sleep, one of the symptoms of that is you starts. And let that resonate with you for a moment. Not getting proper sleep will give you some of the symptoms of someone who's psychotic. And you wondering why your coworkers is crazy, going off the deep end on you because they're not getting enough sleep, but they don't realize the importance of getting that sleep. Good morning, Mr. Simpson. Good to see you. Good morning, Stacy. Mr. Brother Thurston, how you doing? I'm just taking a moment here to shout out people that got up this morning. Good to see you, Stacy. We talk. Okay, good. All right. And it seemed like everything is going well. So let's move on. The next thing that we could use to now develop what we've discovered that was in our hands is to start acting on your calling. So let me see what I have to say about that. So acting on your calling, this is when you have identified your purpose and now you're ready to take actionable steps. This include volunteer work. This can be starting a side project because maybe what you do right now, maybe your job is not your work. Oh, okay. Did y'all catch that? Maybe your job is not your work. Your job is what pays you. Jobs are important, they help, but it may not be your work that you've been called to do, the bigger call for your life. However, there are some people that work and their job have been able to merge, and that's a beautiful thing. But acting on your calling, once you figure out what's in your hand, start acting as if you're that person that is in that role. What does that look like for you? Start acting as if. I got a thumbs up from Stacy. Great, I appreciate that. Start acting it out. Start walking worthy of the call. Start putting your shoulders back. Hey, I'm working on that. My posture is not the greatest, but I'm starting to learn to just enjoy and put my shoulders back and walk into my purpose, walk into my calling, because I've been called to do it. It's in my hands. So walk into it, walk proudly into it. Sometimes we're just it's false humility. Expect to win. Expect to succeed. Why not you? Act like you are that person that you see in your dreams. Act like you're that person that you see in your mind. Act like that person that you want to be for you, for your family, and for your community. Just start acting like it. And what that does is starts creating your brand. That's something we're going to talk about a little bit later on too. Your personal brand. is when you start acting like that person that you want to be. Start acting like the person that's been gifted with that calling, with that talent, whether it be in the ministry or the marketplace. Start acting like it. Y'all got that? Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Fantastic news. Fantastic news. All right, so let's move on. Embrace. This is me. To a fault, though. To a fault. I'm gonna tell you why. But let's talk about the good part of this, and that is embracing continual learning. That is through reading books, seminars, workshops, listening to podcasts, YouTube videos. When you're in this learning mode, you learn from others who can also inspire you to do what you've been called to do, what's in your hand, to use what's in your hand when you embrace continual learning. Now, here's my caution for continuous learning is that your learning don't outperform your actions. Because some of us, not you wouldn't do this. You would not do this. I know you wouldn't do this. But some of us use continual learning as a crutch to do something. You know what? I would do that, but I got to get one more certificate. Yeah, I know I'm called to do that, but I'm waiting on somebody to lay hands on me. I know I'm called, I would do it, but I think I need to get another license. If I can get 2 more, 3 more credits, then I can do it. But no. Let there be a balance in continual learning and action taking. And so I've made the mistake in just with that continual learning. I'm learning, and when I looked at it, the scales were not equal. I had so much more learning compared to doing. And this is the season for you and I to do more, or as much as we're taking in. So, you take in information, you give information out. You take in the information, immediately serve people with that information. That's my challenge to you today and going forward, is to have a balance between continual learning and taking action. You still with me? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Good. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on to the next thing we can do to exercise, to develop, and that is to be confident in it. So it says, being confident of this thing in Philippians 1:6, being confident of this thing, that he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Jesus Christ. So you can move knowing with confidence, and I'm going to say it. Yes, confidence in yourself, and confidence not only in yourself, but confidence in the God that you serve. Because that's the God that you serve. This is it. Being confident of that one thing. Being confident of that thing. If God has begun something in you, it's gonna come through. So be confident. We got to build, man. We're gonna get all these subjects in over the weeks and months to come. Being confident that you are called to this. Sometimes we just say, well, I don't know if I should do this. Just try, give it a shot. Because here's what's going to happen. Time will pass. So you either going to step boldly into something or let time just slip away. Either way, time is moving. So why don't we take a moment now and just be confidently step in to using what's in our hands. And as we wrap this up for this morning, and we survived because it looked like early this morning, it was like, it was streaming and then it stopped streaming. It was streaming and stopped streaming, but y'all hung in there and y'all have hung in to the end. And I want to thank you for that. So let me see if there's anything else I want to say. And here it is. Again, whatever you do, work at it with all of your heart as working for the Lord and not for human masters. Since you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. It is the Lord Christ, we are serving. That's a beautiful thing. That's enough to get us jumping out of bed in the morning. That's enough that when you're having issues, and man, there are funny people in the workplace. I know. You can have the best job in the world, and there's going to be one person on the job that's stirring up stuff. And I want you to pray for them, and I want you to know and be confident that you will get your rewards. Y'all been having a good time? I think that's it for me today. Let me get out of that and go over here and then just say thank you. Thank you for hanging out this morning. Thank you for pushing yourself through. Thank you for those of you who are on the YouTube channel, those of you who are on the Facebook watching. Thank you for the pastors that are tuning in. I appreciate you. Thank you for all the people. And let's keep the momentum going each and every Saturday. And my goal, my hope is that we can get together at a live event where we're out somewhere and we're all together and we're able to meet in person. Because, when you meet somebody in person, they never look really like what they look like on the video. That's always funny to me. And so, or there's something about they're taller, or shorter. You thought they were tall and they're shorter. But that's funny to me, and we can get together and laugh. So that's something down the line that I'm hoping we can do. That because we do want to put on an event. A network, whether it be I don't know if it's networking. Karen, what do you think we're trying to do? It's just where we could really go deep into, personal, this personal development and self-leadership thing. So I'm not going to keep you much longer today. I know y'all have to go tackle the world and really seize the day. And I just want to thank you again for coming out. Yeah, Karen is still posting some stuff. All right, cool. This is good. So keep tuning in, share this video or share these series with someone you love and respect. Don't be selfish. Let them see these. Let them be able to allow them to be able to go back and see some of the videos that we did before and have them just enjoy the ride. So share it. If you like it, go ahead and like it. If this is your first time hanging out with us, whether it's live or in the recording, and you've never been with us before, go ahead and take a risk and subscribe. Take a risk and subscribe and see what happens. And because you can always unsubscribe, but take a risk and subscribe and see what happens. See if there's any value that you receive from hanging out with us. Okay? Well, that's it. That's all I have for today. We're going to go ahead and get our day started here, but I just want to say thank you for coming out, and we will see you real soon. Real soon. Any comments, questions, or concerns before I let y'all go? Okay, good. Well, yep, we're out of here. God bless. Be safe out there. Pray for one another. Keep each other lifted up. And we'll see you guys next time. Take care now. Goodbye.